Shalom, shalom. Welcome back to my channel. I have another video coming up for you. Let's just get right into it.
I was a guy, I would be scared shitless to get married. Yeah.
The reason I didn't see myself getting married is kind of what you said, the way the laws are today. Yes, marriage can mean different things to different people, but the contract is very much there. And the way the laws work today, it puts men in an incredibly vulnerable position. A lot of people don't realize that divorce is one of the number one factors for why men over 40 kill themselves, because they are emotionally, financially, economically devastated. My name is Kit Isarosho. I'm a full-time actor and content creator. Because of our attitudes today, there's not really much you can have, or rather, you can have everything that the meaning of marriage brings outside of the contract of marriage.
I still think that marriage needs a contract. It needs a covenant. It needs a established commitment understood between both of the people. According to my culture, when you become one with somebody and you decide to spend the rest of your lives with them, that is a covenant that you made between you both and the Most High. And so it's very serious. It doesn't lose accreditation because it's not done through the state. Like people, I think that's what they're more afraid of is getting married through the state and then possibly losing everything because you have to go through the court system and stuff like that. But marriage is something that is much deeper than that. I feel like getting married through the state almost devalues what marriage really is. Having a huge wedding takes away from the importance of the commitment that the two people are making. Like this is a lifelong commitment. And I think that people's fear really comes from getting married through the state. And like I said, that's not going to give you more value. Having a judge verify that you two are married. What will have a greater foundation is a good belief system, maybe share it with the person that you're marrying, and that way that you all can build upon the common values that you have.
I think that marriage in the Western world has become a joke. It's become a reality show. You got 90 Day Fiance. You got love at first sight, married at first sight. My name is Sarah Garvey. I am a professional podcaster, social commentator, and generally a people that pisses people off. You got all of these marriage shows, and then people want to act like marriage is some kind of sanctimonious, holy thing. It's not. It's literally a reality show. And so when people are watching these things on a day-to-day basis and consuming marriage, literally, there are people on TV that have 90 days to get a visa and marry,
But it's
right?
because it's relatable. So they have cooking shows because cooking is relatable.
Yeah, but
they have makeup shows.
cooking's
because
not holy.
Makeup is relatable. It's just a topic.
But cooking's not holy.
Marriage doesn't have to be holy.
He's correct because they've made marriage seem like something that it's not. It's not like a reality TV show. It's not a movie. It's not a fairy tale. It's not going to be what people think it is as far as what is portrayed on TV and TV shows. Like it's something much more deeper than that. It's way more special than that. I think I heard him use the word holy. It is something that's set apart. And so anything that goes on TV automatically devalues what it is. It commercializes it, it romanticizes it, and it takes away from how it really functions in reality. So I can agree with that, yeah.
No, but marriage is a union.
Civil ceremony in the.
Yeah, all right.
But
all right.
you guys don't, come on, you guys don't think that says something about our society today?
Yeah, the society's broken.
And
That's what I was going to say. It comes
it's-
back to the propaganda of why those shows exist and maybe the agenda behind of why that show actually exists.
No, the thing is, it exists because it can only exist if there is a market for consumption for it. Because you can have something on the shelf that people don't like and people won't buy it.
100%.
But the bottom line is
that's
people.
relatable. Everybody knows.
Right, so then the society's
that you
broken.
can also paint a picture of what that should look like or propaganda and agenda behind that and be like.
So society doesn't take marriage seriously, and that you can go back to the statistics. 50% of marriages end in divorce. If I
That doesn't mean.
and
No, but hang on.
on top of that, it's mostly the
That doesn't mean
it's
that they're
on top
taking
of that,
it
on top
seriously.
of
No,
that.
But hang on. But if I said to you, you can go to your greatest holiday destination, the best one you can go to, you can think of in your mind, and you get on that plane, and that plane has a 50% chance of reaching your destination, you're going to get on that plane?
Well, no, but that's
nothing
two
is
different
guaranteed.
things.
No, you won't, because you know that it's too.
I mean, I can't, don't be like, because of the statistics, a lot of things go into, when you factoring in the statistics of why people get divorced, because we have to look at why people are getting married, right? Like just from my own experience, it doesn't always seem like it's about really the longevity of the commitment, or about the person really being compatible to the kind of life or vision that you have, because men and women have been out of what's the word, they've been out of just whack lately. Like they have been men have not been acting like men, and women have not been acting like women. So a successful marriage would require a man who knows how to lead, a man who has a vision, and a woman who is submissive and willing to be led. So if you don't have those two ingredients, then it's automatically not going to work. So if we're looking at failed relationships, all these failed marriages that went into the statistic of ending in divorce, it's like we kind of have to look at how are people getting married, and why are they getting married? And if you are looking to get married, what are you looking at in your spouse? Like, I think that those things have to do with the reason why the divorce rate is so high. So it's like, don't be anti-marriage. Be anti-marrying somebody that you know that you won't want to spend the rest of your life with. Men need to vet women and make sure that the women are who they say that they are. And women need to be consistent and be willing to be taught and be submissive. Like, if you see these characteristics in a man or a woman, then you know that this is probably somebody who can handle marriage and who can be married. Because it's not a fairy tale. It's not about being in love like they try to portray it. It's something much more deeper and, and requires much more effort than just that.
Risky to actually get on the plane, right? But you're expecting me, but you're looking at it going into marriage.
You don't think it's that serious when you could lose custody of your children?
If you look at it this way, like, how many?
And the thing about Pearl, and I really like her podcast, but it's like, I think you want to get married. I think she said that before. But it's like, if you want to get married, why speak so negatively about marriage? Like, any man who could possibly be like, maybe I'll get married, I'm not sure. Let them watch these podcasts and hear how people talk about marriage. It's just, everything is just so negative, and it's like, why we can't, like I said, still encourage marriage, but take away the things that's not good about it, like getting married through the state, and doing it that way. Because if you marry somebody, you all make a covenant between you two and your creator, then you can just go get a lawyer and make a contract about and write a will, who's going to get what, and put insurance, who's going to get what. Like, that doesn't have to be your wife or husband through the state to do those things. So, I don't know. I still, I'm not anti-marriage. And if you want to get married, you can't speak so negatively about something that you desire. Because it's kind of like, you got to always remember the energy that you put out, the words that you speak, is what you're going to get back into your reality. So if you're saying men don't want to get married, then all you're going to continue to encounter in your life is men that don't want to get married.
Relationship, say you have a child or whatever, you had a relationship, you didn't get married or whatever, how many of those break up?
Exactly, and there's so many baby fathers that don't get to see their children for one night stand.
I think
so. It still doesn't make sense.
Stay together?
You've got baby mothers that are not letting you see your children. You don't need to be married for that.
You're right. I'm with it. Like, I think the laws are, like, those laws need to change too.
Yeah.
I'm not, but I'm saying, like, right now the laws disproportionately affect men. So if men don't start walking away, there will never be change.
Maybe men need to fight. The same way women have to fight.
Men need to get the
men
law
need to
changed.
fight.
They make fun of men. Like when they say
Who makes fun of men?
I do this all the time. I interview people on the street daily. When I talk about men's rights, women will come and say, men, like what rights do they need? But they don't understand like the laws protect women from
I'll tell you.
Okay, guys. So, marriage is an outdated institution.
I'll stay.
If you agree, you stay, yeah?
Yeah, do I?
I'm gonna bring.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree.
It's outdated.
I don't think it's outdated.
Yeah, it's outdated.
It's outdated.
I've already got the new contract. Yeah, because we're talking about contract. I've got the new contract.
Yeah.
I think human beings right now should do either temporary marriage contracts or rolling relationship contracts. And I mean this. I mean, if you find someone that you actually want to be with, yeah, you can laugh.
It's true though. I agree with you.
Listen, you can laugh, but the way the divorce rate's going right now, it's
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
But I'm saying if you have like a relationship contract that lasts it, you decide with your partner, well, let's try this for a year. If we're happy after a year, we'll continue the
I agree with this, but I like this not bad, like making an agree with somebody to give it a try for a year. But if you do that, I would encourage probably like not having sex with the person, not being intimate in that kind of way with the person, because because all that would do, because if it doesn't work out for the woman, all it'll do is devalue you even more after that relationship. And then for him, it'll just, give him an even badder taste of women in his mouth. So it's like, let's just, if you do that, do like a trial run instead of just, jumping right into it. Then you might want to refrain from certain things so that you don't continue to add on to what you've done already in the past. If you do decide to take a step like marriage or a trial of marriage with somebody, it got to be like super serious, and you two should like try to do something that's maybe different than what you're used to.
the contract, and within that contract you can stipulate to your partner and your partner can stipulate to you exactly what they want from the relationship and exactly what they expect from the relationship.
The reason I think marriage is outdated is because a lot of ways in how the government oversees marriage is largely based on the way society worked 60 years ago. So the whole reason why the divorce court and family court seem today so biased towards the women was because those laws were set up in a time where women didn't have the same earning potential as men, they didn't have the same rights as men. But now they do, but those laws haven't been updated. So so I do think it's outdated. Also,
I didn't ever think about that, but that sounds right.
there was a conversation earlier saying that marriage is taken seriously in the government. No, it's not. Because in marriage, you say for better, for worse, till death do us part, and people get divorced all the time. I would consider getting married today if it was illegal to get divorced.
I hear that. I actually hear that.
Yeah,
Because it's too easy to get divorced.
Too easy.
I think marriage as an institution works, but the problem is the way they do it today just doesn't work. Women are different today than they were in the 1950s. It's not the same type of women.
And essentially, what was marriage for? Like, when you got married, you were getting married to a virgin. That's the whole white dress thing, right? You'll be hard pressed to find a virgin woman nowadays. You know what I mean? You're going to get married to. So a man knows that he was going to get this woman untouched, and she was going to be his for life.
Yeah.
You ain't getting no untouched woman nowadays.
And that's the thing. If a woman slept with, if she's a virgin, she has an 80% chance of having a happy marriage in 10 years. If she slept with more than 5 partners, which most men would pray for nowadays, it goes down to a 20% chance. So women are different than they were in the 1950s.
Also, as well, I think nowadays people get married for love, but marriage has always been about duty.
Yes.
Yes. I'm so glad somebody said what marriage is actually about. It has nothing. It's like good if you love the person. This is why arranged marriages tend to work more than the marriages that people select for themselves, because it's not about you feeling in love and being loved all the time. Like, love is the fact that you want to fulfill the duty and the covenant of what marriage is. That you are a person who has a belief-based foundation, and so you're not just going to walk away. And I know this from personal experience. I had to learn what marriage was firsthand by going through a divorce and learning myself and seeing where I made so many mistakes and what I could have done better. It's like it had nothing to do with love. It was all about the self-sacrifice, the duty part of it. And the more people realize that, I think the longer marriages will last once we take, oh, this in love feeling away from it.
It's always been about, when you say you marry someone, you're saying, I am committing to fulfilling the role of being the husband to you and the father to the children, for better, for worse, and vice versa, for the woman being the wife and the mother. But now everybody gets married for love, and love fluctuates. But
people get married for clout.
You also
not just love.
It's so true.
You also used to have the families involved.
Very much so.
And so like fathers would vet the people that their daughters were seeing.
Right.
Now it's like girls will go after the guy that like feels them.
Feels good.
It feels good, but that's not usually the best husband.
And guys will do the same thing. Guys will go after a girl that...
An IG baddie.
Yeah, an IG baddie that looks great, and you know what? Her whole attitude is ridiculous, and she doesn't know how to be a mother, she doesn't know how to be a cook, she doesn't know how to clean, she doesn't know how to do all of the things that you would expect from, the duties that you would expect from a wife. So yeah, I just think, the institution's outdated, because I think human beings in the West generally have outgrown the essentials of what marriage is.
Got their claws out.
I can hear the chairs like creaking back there, like double dutch, like they want to get in.
There were so many points I disagreed with. I just need to say, firstly,
Are we talking about marriage being outdated? You think it's not outdated?
the divorce. Statement. It is hard to get divorced. I say that because
All right. Well, I know where she about to go. It is hard to get divorced as far as all the steps that you would have to take, but it's easy to get divorced in the way that people just so easily give up. Like, marriage is not about giving up, and that's why I can see somebody saying that it's an outdated institution, because people just walk away from it like it's nothing. And so it's like there's no value in it in the modern way. But like I said, there are other ways to look at marriage, other ways to create a covenant with a person, and you both be able to make it last if it's based on the correct things. I appreciate y'all for checking out my channel today. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be alerted the next time that I upload a video. If you like this, make sure that you go down in the comment section and start a conversation with me. What do you think? Is marriage an outdated institution? Is marriage worth it? Is it worth it to get married to somebody, or should we all just stay single? What do you think? Thanks for watching, and shalom.